Rita, you
Go
heard
ahead,
what we had to
Rita.
say. You've heard us droning and rambling on. What do you have to say about this Niners-Cowboys matchup?
Happy divisional
Happy
weekend.
Friday to you, too.
So let me get this right. Holly, you believe that the Cowboys are the dominant team this weekend?
Yes, the winning team. The winning team.
Okay.
I'm trying to back away a little bit, Rita. I'm trying to have it both ways. So just understand how I'm talking out of all sides of my mouth.
Look, the Cowboys looked really good last week, and I'm not going to take that away from them. And so I get it. They do have weapons. I just have a problem with trusting Dak in the playoffs against a better defense in the San Francisco 49ers. And also, they've been the more consistent team, San Francisco. Dallas hasn't. And I think that's why you have more people that feel like San Francisco can be it. I mean, obviously, from a quarterback perspective, Brock Purdy isn't better than Dak Prescott, but is he? Or is it just good coaching and good players around him? Because, I think Christian McCaffrey really changed the nature of what this offense can do once you trade it. So, I think this is going to be a very close game. I don't feel like it's going to be a blowout by any means. I have a hard time trusting Dak, man. That's my biggest issue. So
I didn't see that coming.
That's deep. What's up with that?
Yeah, I didn't see that one. I didn't see that one coming. Come on, Rita.
What's your issue with
Come
that?
on. What's this?
Now y'all act like don't say you ain't see what I've been seeing. He throws picks at some weird times, and so I'm not taking away what they did last week because this is the NFL. Everybody can play at any moment. I've never been impressed with Tampa Bay. That division is trash anyway. They won it with 8-9 record. Offensive line, I could probably play left tackle better than what they had going on. So I don't know what to expect. Obviously they were going to play very well because of what they were dealing with in Tampa Bay.
Yeah,
this is
but wait, is that fair? But wait a second. Hold on, Rita. I don't know that that's fair. And maybe I'm projecting. And also, too, I've been trying to atone all season for writing off the Cowboys after that Week 1 loss to Tampa when they lost Dak Prescott for what looked like it was going to be an extended period. It was not, of course, and Cooper Rush held it down in his absence. If the Cowboys had gone into Tampa and shit the bed, me, you, and everybody else would have been saying, see, told you so. So we can't have it both ways where they go out there.
I would not have. I felt like
you would not have said same old Cowboys or like, who did you have going into that game? Did you think Dallas was going to win that game? Given how little you trust Dak, did you think Dallas was going to beat Tampa, especially the way that it did?
Absolutely.
Okay. Well, like I said,
we picked Tampa.
Maybe I'm projecting.
So, yeah, we picked them to win.
Okay, well, maybe I'm projecting. But there were more people than just me who thought that the Cowboys were ripe for an upset on the road against the greatest quarterback of all time. Yeah. And so I can't sit up here and say, well, that's what they were supposed to do. Give them a cookie. You're supposed to take care of your kids. You ain't supposed to go to jail. I can't say that about Dallas when I was the same one saying that Tampa was going to win.
Let me ask you this, Rita. I want you, because I like what you're saying here. I like it, even though we don't agree. I like your flow here. So keep this going and answer this question along the way. Okay. You said you don't trust Dak. You don't trust Dak. I get it. Tell me who you trust. Who do you trust? Who's most trustworthy on the San Francisco 49ers? The most trustworthy person for them. It might be a coach. It might be like who is it?
I was going to say Kyle Shanahan at the moment. He's found a way to scheme up guys and get some confidence rolling with Brock Purdy, because I feel like week after week we start to see more confidence from him in playing. And it really felt like that watching the Seahawks game as well, particularly in the second half. So I really credit Kyle Shanahan, man, for just finding a way to get this guy comfortable in the offense. And then also he has great weapons, right? That's going to help him. And I think that's the biggest part as well. So, I don't know if he's like the next Tom Brady here, in terms of the storyline, because he hasn't won a Super Bowl yet, but it feels like he's trying to ride that same type of ride. And then he's in a perfect situation to do so if that's going to be the case.
I'll ask you the same question I asked Michael off top, Rita. How effective was the messaging from John Harbaugh and Eric DeCosta yesterday, and You take it wherever you want to go from there.
I mean, I thought the messaging overall was really well, more so from Harbaugh than it was from EDC. And I'm not saying that EDC didn't said anything that was crazy, but like he made a couple of comments here and there about, well, it takes two to tango and, you know, all that other stuff. Right. But Harbaugh, I mean, he was very like, Lamar works hard. He wants to be here. You know, when it comes to the offensive coordinator situation, we're going to let Lamar have impact on that. And that's saying a lot for a guy who is yet to be re-signed by the team. So you can tell that Harbaugh really wants this to work. And not that I don't think Eric doesn't either. I absolutely think that he does. But he also made a comment that, you know, Lamar, the human being, which, you know, he loves Lamar, and the quarterback is different from the Lamar, the agent, because we know that Lamar is representing himself. So, you know, there was some talk there that was technical, but I do think that they really want to make things work. And I heard you guys talking about, you know, who has more pressure. I mean, it's an equal type of pressure. I agree. The grass is not green on the other side, on either side of this. You know, Lamar can go to another organization and it not be structurally sound, or the Ravens could go to another quarterback and it might not pan out. I mean, those are the possibilities if you decide to move on. And my thing is that, you know, I don't know what it is with the Ravens organization, because we talked about this one time, the last time I was on here, about they did this with Joe Flacco, but you have to find a way to get with the times. Quarterbacks are not going to be cheap, particularly really good ones. Franchise quarterbacks don't necessarily come a dime a dozen. So you really have to find a way to make this work, because you can't just think you can continue to just get good quarterbacks, not great ones, and think that you're going to compete in a division that potentially will have Joe Burrow, Deshaun Watson, and depending on how Kenny Pickett works out, that quarterback. So, you know, I really do hope that they find a way to make it.
Do you think you said good quarterbacks, not great ones, for the Ravens? What could be in their future if they don't have Lamar Jackson there? That's presuming, and if I'm getting it wrong, correct me, that you are calling Lamar Jackson a great quarterback. You think he is a great quarterback right now?
I mean, to me, he is. I've seen one other dude outside of Lamar get a unanimous MVP, and that's Tom Brady. And Tom Brady is the greatest quarterback that I've seen, you know, in my lifetime. And I'm old enough to have seen some Joe Montanas and Dan Marinos and such. So, I mean, I think that Lamar can absolutely be great. Does he struggle to be consistent sometimes? Sure. But also look at the personnel that he has as well. So I feel like if the Ravens are consistently trying to upgrade the wide receiver position, Lamar would be I think we would talk more about him strongly being in the top 10. I think he's a top 10 quarterback, but I see how people can say debatable. I think it's because of the personnel more so than it is Lamar, though, that we're not having that conversation.
I think the personnel is their strength is in the line, the running game, and the tight ends.
Correct.
Because the way their offense has. Now, that brings me to the question about the offensive coordinator. This is the last thing before we let you go. So they moved on from Greg Roman. There's a guy who he's from D.C., but that's not why you hire him. He's from D.C., who just made the fall guy in Tampa, when 2 years ago they won the Super Bowl with his offense. The quarterback whisperer for whom he worked said, "It ain't about me and Tom Brady. It's about Byron Leftwich." He's a high coaching candidate. I don't think he forgot to coach in the last year. He's available. And real quick, let me preach for a second. Listen, this is the best thing ever happened to Byron Leftwich. Because you know what? There was nothing else. When all is said and done, in more the words of Darryl Dawkins, as quoted by Giant, when all is said and done, there's nothing left to say or do. There was absolutely nothing else for him to do with Tom Brady in Tampa Bay. He already won the Super Bowl, was never going to fully get the credit. See, Byron Leftwich wasn't going to get the kind of credit for Tom Brady that, I don't know, Josh McDaniels or Bill O'Brien did, okay? What would be great for Byron Leftwich is go take Lamar Jackson to the next level. Go take Lamar. So this was a setback for a setup. That's all. This was a step back to be a stepping stone. I don't know who needs to hear that. What do you think about a Byron Leftwich as Greg Roman's replacement as OC in Baltimore? A-man. I thought we could A-man off of that.
I got some other guys in place. Can I give you another brother that I would be interested in? But from another
Jim Caldwell. Jim Caldwell, who was already there.
No, I'm a bigger fan
Caldwell's
of
a good call.
Johnson, quarterback coach for
Philly? Yeah.
I don't know.
He's done amazing work with Jalen Hurts.
But unfortunately for me, I'm a Gators fan also. And so he was the offensive coordinator for Florida the year that they had Kyle Trask and Kyle Pitts. And, I don't think that Kyle Trask is a great athlete, but I saw what he did with Kyle Pitts. I see what they're doing now with Jalen Hurts. And I think that that's my guy. I mean, he runs RPOs. He's going to have some pro-style offense in there. I think that he would be a really good fit for what the Baltimore Ravens want to do because they're never going to not want to run the football. That's never not going to happen. So, but I do think that he opens the passing game, and that will be my guy. But I do like Byron Leftwich. I don't want to say that.
No, but that's a good call.
I tweeted that he can bring him and Mike Evans with him somehow via trade. I would, give it to me all day. But if not, I would really love to see Brian Johnson get an opportunity because I think it's his time.
I like it. Hey, It's been a good time as always talking with you, Reeta. Thank you so much for the knowledge. We appreciate you. And we'll probably holler at you next week.
All right, guys. Thanks for having me.
All right.
Hey, thank you for watching Brother from Another. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, go ahead and do that now. Don't forget you can catch us 3 to 4 weekdays on PeacockTV.com and on Sirius XM Channel 85.